Okay, now we're going to take a look at the Workflow Manager. It's available off of this homepage here. So on the right-hand side, and we're just going to click on Workflows. And there are a number of tabs across here on the top. We're really just going to focus on these first two. And again, just kind of an anomaly. This happens a lot in CQ. It'll say Workflows, and then it'll say AEM, WCM. So don't let that confuse you. But actually, we're just going to go through and take a look at these different tabs and what we can do in each one of these. So the first one we're going to take a look at is the Models tab. So this Models provides access to the modeling tool for all the system workflows. And this Instances tab is going to be really for terminating. That's the primary function for terminating workflows or suspending workflows. Archive is, again, is just a history of the workflow operations. And the launcher is for adding new workflow launcher configurations. And this is really not an author function. Again, I'm an admin, so you may not be seeing these. Failures is a list of workflow failures. So anyway, let's take a look at this first one, and this is Models. So across the top here, we've got the title of the workflow, the version that it's in, the description, and then the ID. And really, for the most part, what this is going to be is it's going to show us the steps in a workflow. And when we get deeper into going through and talking about workflows, we do call out that from the author's perspective, there's three workflows that they're primarily, or three steps in the workflow that they're primarily concerned about: initiator comments, and then approval. But there are a multitude of operations that go on behind the scene. If you click on any of those workflows, double click on them, you can see that right here. So we've got checking the payload, sending an email for the initiator comment, marketing approval. So you can see all the steps that we're expecting to see here. And that's really what this Models tab is for. It's for going through, and what this might be, if you're a student of web authoring, and hopefully you are, just being able to go through and get a better understanding of what actually happens step by step when you go through and move a page. Like this one's a good example, because when you move a page, you actually end up deleting some pages. So that's why it's really good to be able to see all the different things that happen. And then what this will tell you also, so like here, we're checking for a dynamic route. If there's an issue with that, we're going to be sending an email down here. So anyway, that Models tab, probably not too much you want to concern yourself with there, but you can go through and see how that workflow is modeled. The one that you really are going to be concerned about, and again, I'm an admin, so I'm seeing a lot of things in here, is this Instances tab. And this can be a pretty good tool for a web author if they need to suspend a workflow. So if we go through here, we're going to take a look at the different tabs here. This will show you, we've got the status here, who initiated it, when it was started, the workflow model that was initiated, model version, and some other information here. Again, comment and workflow titles, those are added during the initiate step. But those just add further clarification if that was something that you needed to go through, like you could actually sort on those. So primarily what you would be interested in as an author is being able to terminate this workflow, or suspend it. So if you'd gone through and if you'd created a workflow and realized, well, I need to go back through and I want to stop this workflow, this is where you do that. So you can go through, highlight a workflow, and hit terminate, and that will terminate that workflow. Suspending it will suspend the workflow. So essentially, this one is going to delete it, and this one will stop it in time. So that's pretty straightforward. We go into greater detail about why you would do that and when you would do that. But it is good to know if you were working on a page and you had a launch and they were going to go live and you needed to get them out of a workflow. And this is where you could do that, is in the Workflow Manager, which is actually accessed off this homepage under Workflows.